In this video, we'll walk through how to create prime invoices for retainage amounts at the end of the job. Retainage is also known as holdback. This process is the same for all four contract types: fixed lump sum, cost plus with or without GMP, and unit price. Starting on the project overview page, we will select Mountain Park Plaza. Before we bill retainage for a job, confirm that all prior invoices have been completed, printed, and approved. We should bill retainage on a separate prime invoice from any cost invoices we issue for the work completed. We'll want to wait until the prime contract amount and any change order amounts have been fully invoiced before we invoice retainage. As a reminder, when our prime contract setup includes a retainage percentage, any progress invoices we send to the project owner omit that percentage from the total. Clicking Prime Contracts in My Favorites, and then on Prime Contract 001, we will scroll down to the default retainage percentages. Sage Construction Management differentiates between work retainage and stored retainage, and we can have different retainage percentages for these two types. Stored retainage is for any material quantities we assign to the job to ensure sufficient materials are available when needed on the job. Retainage amounts are stored by cost code, and at the end of the project, we'll invoice the project owner for the withheld retainage. We don't have to bill 100% of the retainage at once. Depending on the contract, the owner might agree to release half of the retainage at substantial completion, and the rest at full completion. So, be sure we know how much retainage to bill based on the contract before we create the retainage prime invoice. To see how much retainage has been withheld on a given prime contract, scroll down to the section labeled Project Information linked to Prime Contract. Locate the link for Prime Contract Budget and Invoice History, and select it. In this window, under Retainage Summary, we'll see the total retainage for the prime contract, the amount released, and the current amount held. To create the retainage invoice, using the breadcrumbs at the top, go to Contract Admin and scroll to the bottom. Next to Prime Invoices, click the Actions button to the far right and select Add Manually. Select the contract and verify the information. We've talked about the order number in earlier videos. The retainage invoice should have a higher order number than any other prime invoices for the contract. All four contract types have different options on this page, but the last one is always Invoice Retainage Only. Select Invoice Retainage Only option, and click Next. The grid shows all the cost codes, with the retainage amounts that have previously been withheld and any billed amounts. We could manually enter the amount of retainage to release under each cost code, but a faster way is to select all cost codes, and then click Choose Bulk Actions. Enter the percentage of retainage we want to release for all cost codes, and click Save. This is the percentage of the retainage amount, not the percentage of the prime contract total. So, if the prime contract's retainage percentage is 10% and we want to invoice half of that, or 5% of the contract total, we'd enter 50% here. In the work retainage release percent, we will enter 50 in this field, and select Save. Select all cost codes again, and click Save and Next. This completes the invoice. When we've invoiced 100% of the retainage, we can generate the final conditional lien waiver. We'll walk through this process, so you see how it works, even though this invoice is only for 50% of the retainage. A conditional final lien waiver means the entire project has been completed, and we're awaiting payment for the last of the retainage before we send the unconditional final lien waiver. Go to Reports, Prime Invoice Lien Waivers, and select Conditional Final as the format. In the Export field, select Save the PDF to a linked file, and then click OK. Verify the lien waiver has been stored as a linked file, and then go to Reports again, and click Prime Invoice Details. Let's select job cost codes summed by owner codes, and save the PDF to linked files. As a final step, we'll email these documents to the owner. Click Reports, then Prime Invoice Details, and select the same format that we used to generate the linked file, which was job cost codes summed by owner codes. For the export option, select Email PDF and click OK. Verify the information. And click Send Email. You can scroll down to verify the email was sent. In this video, we learned how to create a Prime invoice to bill Retainage for any of the 4 Prime contract types.